We're doing beer, wine, and cocktails here on Restaurant Hunter, and our next stop is Marble Modern American Kitchen in Floral Park, an attractive restaurant with a great bar manager, Doug Brickell, who whips up seasonally inspired cocktails like a grilled pineapple and jalapeno margarita. This sounds like fun. Let's go behind the bar and see how Doug makes this signature drink.
So let me explain some of the ingredients that go into the grilled pineapple and jalapeno margarita. First, we can use a citrus sea salt that we make in-house. It's sea salt blended with sugar, citric acid for tartness, a bit of dried lime zest. We use fresh jalapeno as well. It's going to give heat, a bit of a green flavor to the drink. The grilled pineapple juice is made in-house. We're going to grill a whole pineapple. We're going to blend it with some fresh pineapple juice, and that's going to be sieved until it's nice and smooth to give some smoke and a real natural sweetness to the drink. In addition to the home squeezed fresh lime juice, we do that every day. It's much better than using a bottled product. It'll give a real tartness instead of a chemically sweetness that you'll get sometimes. The Del Maguey Minero Mezcal is a cousin of tequila. It's going to give a good smoky flavor into the drink. The tequila is really where you're going to get the bulk of your liquor. That's going to be our main spirit. And using a reposado style tequila as opposed to añejo or a silver tequila, we're going to get a good caramel flavor. Finally, the salted honey syrup is going to be our sweetening element. Always thinking about balance. We use honey with a bit of hot water, which is going to thin it, make it a little bit more liquid, easier to use into a drink, and the sea salt blended into it. All right, so let's start to build the drink. We'll start by rimming the top of the glass with a bit of fresh lime, just by moistening it. And then let's go ahead and dip it into the salt, just to make sure we get a bit on each sip that we take. All right, let's leave this here for later. In order to add the heat and a bit of uniqueness to this drink, we're gonna slice a bit of jalapeno, depending how hot you like. You can try this at home, I guess you could use as much as you like. And we'll use about 3 or 4 thin slices to add them to our glass now. In order to release flavor from fresh ingredients, we like to muddle. We'll just press down onto the top of the jalapeno, just to beat it up, release the oils from the seeds, from the skin, from the ribs. So to give that pineapple sweetness and richness, we're gonna add about 1 ounce. Also gonna add 3/4 of an ounce of fresh squeezed lime. Let's go with about 3/4 of an ounce of this Minero Mezcal. It's gonna be our smoky element. Give us almost a flavor like a scotch. And this reposado tequila is gonna give us the body of the booze. It's gonna give us a bit of a caramel, vanilla note. And the last bit we're gonna add is another 3/4 of an ounce of this sea salt honey syrup. It's gonna round out the drink, give it a sweetness, and the salt's gonna help round it out. Let's ice this drink down to chill it and to dilute it. All right, since this juice has fruit, vegetable, and fruit juice in it, it needs to be shaken. We're gonna double strain this drink into the glass because it has pieces of pepper and still pepper seeds in it. The tea strainer is gonna catch all the little bits. Going with a straw, a bit of fresh jalapeno that we sliced before, and just a squeeze of fresh lime. Hi, my name is Doug Brickell, bar manager at Marble Modern American Kitchen in Floral Park. Thank you for letting me show you how to make this signature drink.
And I'm now joined by the executive chef here at Marble Modern American Kitchen, Matthew. And first off, this drink that Doug made. That is wonderful. It's got this nice spiciness to it, smokiness, but then it get that sweetness. So it's like the spicy and the smoky kind of cut through the sweet. That is just really delicious. And you guys have recently kind of changed the concept here food-wise a little bit. It used to be known as primarily a steakhouse. Now you're doing things like this. This is not just chips and guacamole here. This is something a little different. Tell us about it.
Well, we just try to do things that everybody knows and everybody's comfortable with, but just kind of go left a little bit. So with the addition of the jumbo lump crab, you have something that's familiar, accessible, and easy, but just a touch more upscale.
Jumbo lump crab and guacamole. That's awesome. And like this chicken dish, I mean, I've been making quick work of it here. It's got a great crispy skin.
Yeah, we work hard to get that. The chickens, it's actually a 2-day process to make this chicken. We take the chickens and brine them 24 hours in a salt and sugar water bath, dry them off, and then roast them really, really hot. A little bit of salt and pepper at 500 degrees for about 20 minutes until the skin gets kind of brown. And then we'll drop the temperature down to about 225 and finish them off for another 40. And then we'll rest them until they're completely cooled down, and then carve them off the bone, right back in the saute pan, hot oil, right back in the oven, just until that skin gets super crispy.
Great flavor to it. And you know, when it comes to cocktails on Long Island, you know, it's a trend that hasn't fully caught on here on the island when you compare it to the city and Brooklyn and whatnot. But you guys, you're forward thinking with your cocktails. What is it about cocktails that you guys really wanted to get into?
Well, we just want to show everybody that cocktails don't have to be just one or two ingredients. They can be just a little bit more complex and whimsical and playful and just downright delicious. I mean, that's for itself. Awesome. Right. So you get as you said before, you get that kind of umami flavor where you get the smoke and the sweet and the acid and the salt. It's just more about like taking a beverage and transcending food ideas and putting it into a beverage.
Well, between the food and the drink, you guys are doing killer stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Still more to come here as we do beer, wine, and cocktails on Restaurant Hunter. Cheers.